Ladies and gentlemen, and fight fans around the world, this is All Access MMA.
Yeah, I got him.
Dalton Ross, pretty impressive performance, man. First round finish. Give me your assessment. How did you think you did?
I think I did well. I wasn't trying to wrestle that much, but he kept prodding me. Any chance he got to get a hold of me, he did. And I kind of averted my wrestling a little bit, went to the ground. He almost got me to one door, but I fought through it and got out. Felt like I did a lot of damage, but I wanted to get down to the knock out, and a lot of time stopped that. So I wasn't happy about that, but I'm pleased with my performance.
How tight did you think that one was? Were you ever in trouble, or was it just?
It wasn't right on the joint, so it was causing pain, but nothing that was gonna cause any injury. So it was more just enduring the pain.
Last one for me. At the end of the round, it seemed like you kind of noticed that the audience was bleeding everywhere, and I started to take a look back. Did you think it was going to be stopped when you saw that guy?
Honestly, I thought I hit him with a hammer fist a couple times when he was in on my leg, and I purposely wasn't standing back up because it was a good position for me to land some shots. Landed a few good elbows in there too, and I thought on one of them, I think he ended up going for deep half, but I thought when he initially rolled, I thought I put him out, but I didn't. He was just rolling for deep half or something. And I started seeing the blood, so it was in my head at the very end of the round, and I was hoping it didn't get stopped, but it did. So, like I said, I'm a little upset about that, but I got the win, so I can't complain. I'm sorry, it's tough. It was intentional. It's not a sign of disrespect for me. It's just I'm going in there trying to take this guy's head off, and I expect him to do the same to me. So I don't want to touch hands with anybody. So that's why I didn't do that.
Dolphins.
We actually just went over that position in warm-ups then, and we went through it a couple times during the week. We expected him to throw up some submissions and stuff at me. It's nothing we don't do on a normal basis, so it wasn't. I knew the technique and stuff, the way to get out of it. It was just staying calm and composed there, because he didn't have full grip right on the elbow, so it wasn't. Like I said before, I wasn't in any threat of injury, but it did hurt a little bit. It was just enduring the pain and being patient until I got out of it.
And at the end of the round, I saw you actually turn around. You looked down and all stop. It was clear you wanted to get ahead for the second round, right?
Yeah, I wanted to get the stoppage in the first round. That's always my goal. And I say that for every fight, and I say that as a goal for myself. I set a bar for myself. I don't want to just go in there and win. I want to go in there and get the finish. I want to go in there and dominate the fight. And I felt like I was doing that, but I felt like a really good, devastating finish coming near, whether it was on the feet or on the ground. And when I seen that blood, I was hoping it didn't get stopped. And whenever it got stopped, I knew exactly what it was getting stopped for. So that's why I was a little upset, throwing my arms a little bit. That's not how I wanted it to end.
Congrats on the win, man. 7-0 as an amateur, 3-0 now as a pro, all finishes. Do you wish you could get a little bit more cage time, maybe go into the third round?
I went to the third round once or twice as an amateur. It's not really about getting a cage time for me. Like I said, I want to go in there. I set a goal for myself every fight, first round finish. And that's a goal that I set for myself. It's not something that I'm like, all right, I'm going to go in and finish everybody in the first round because I'm that good. When I train for these fights, I set a goal. I want to finish in the first round, and that's what I'm working towards in my camp. And that's what I want to do. But the goal's never good at the third round. The goal's never good at distance. I want to keep the fight out of the hands of the judges. I was taught that from a young age in wrestling. You don't want the ref or the judges to play a part in your win or loss. So the only way to do that and guarantee that 100%, even with how good refs and judges are nowadays, and the only way to do that is to finish the fight.
So what do you want next? Is there someone that you have in mind?
I don't know if it made the TV or not, but I got on camera at the end there and I asked, I didn't ask, I called out Dylan Dennis. He's out there He's been fighting at catch weights of like 175 to 180. He's never even made it down to 170 yet, I believe. And he's going out a lot of guys that he can't even fight, like guys that are UFC champs and world champion boxers and stuff like that. He's calling these guys out to be a troll on social media. And I mean, I'm 3-0, he's 2-0. We're both in the same organization. We're one weight class apart, even if he would say that, because like I said, he's been taking catch weights. In my eyes, he's a middleweight until he makes that 170-pound limit. So I would love that fight. I would love to show everybody that he's not as good as he says he is. He's off that hype train.
Well, congratulations on the win. I'm curious to know, how did you get the nickname Hercules and who gave it to you?
So I used to do a lot of boxing growing up, and I was boxing in Youngstown, Ohio. They had some good boxing there. A few world champions, Ray Boo Mancini, Harry Arroyo, Kelly Pappas. So it's really, really rich in like the boxing history. And one of Muhammad Ali's old sparring partners, his name is Ron, in his late 70s now probably. He comes down to the boxing gym and just always hitting the bag, always goofing around, always hyping people up and stuff. And maybe 5 years ago, he just started calling me Herc, like short for Hercules. And every time somebody new would come to the gym, he would always introduce me as Hercules. So a lot of guys in the gym started calling me too, and it kind of just stuck. So that's how I got that nickname, and I just stuck with it.
Thank you.
I'm still gonna post TikToks. I don't care what anybody says.
So that made it personal, her comments.
Of course I made it personal. I just didn't answer her. I didn't run myself to her. I waited to the chance I got to fight when I was healthy, so I just shut her mouth.
And so, all week you had your sister along with you. I mean,
Yes.
how special is it, we heard her from your corner, how special is it to have her along with you?
You know what? When I found out I was gonna fight in the first Bellator fight during quarantine, I couldn't have very many corners. My family always comes with me, and I go, I can't do this without somebody in my family. My sister and I have been training partners since we were 3 years old, and then my father, I would coach her in tournament, she would coach me. My sister knows me better than anyone else. And this night we had so much fun. We went shopping, we chilled, we run and we come away together at the gym. My sister's in peak shape too. She's an amazing training partner. And just having my sister with me made this experience what it is, and I'm just so blessed to have her. She's my assistant. She's my other manager, Abraham's manager, she's my manager. She runs my social media. She's amazing.
And so last week, what would Jorge Masvidal say to you right now?
I brought up first win home for the Cubans. He told me before I left, I promised him to make you proud. He couldn't do it, but I did it. Thank you to Jesus Gallo, Elite Athlete Performance, George, Charlie, Juanqui, American Top Team, Steve Bruno Mo. That's my team. I moved back to Miami for my team.
The clock was winding down there when you dropped her. Was there any hesitation? I know sometimes I think people find response like, oh, the clock's winding down, but you just went for the kill there.
Let me tell you something. This girl, every single day of quarantine, I thought about her face. The moment I get to punch her head, extremely necessary, like Joe time. I don't stop fighting. I don't care if it was 5 seconds left or there was 1 second left. I hit her 50 million times, so she can't get up.
And I noticed you kind of went out screaming towards her at the end there. But you ultimately did shake hands. Was it kind of tough to kind of keep that
Let me tell
composure?
you something. I'm a matchmaking woman. I've always been professional until this girl. I can't be professional with that girl. When you're telling me I'm being demoralized into the sport. But you know what? Look at all the girls who look like me, who dance, who wanted to defend themselves, who are now going to be in MMA because I've been inspiration to them and they're not scared. That's what I stand for, not what she does.
Congratulations on the big win, Valerie.
Thank
I
you.
gotta ask, what do you want next from Bellator in terms of fight? You got anybody in mind, or?
Whatever, but me to my manager tells me, I'm just so happy.
I gotta ask, I mean, just from the way you're reacting, is this so far like the most important win that you've had so far in your pro career?
No, Mohegan Sun, I made my debut here, and I told everybody this week, I'm gonna repeat history. I feel it. I know I'm gonna knock her out. I was super nervous this morning. I was thinking, Bobby, why do you do this? Why do you get yourself into this? This girl was jacked, huge. I have little arms and a big butt. What are you doing? You can't do this. My sister, my team told me, Valerie, you do camps with Joanna. You train with most high level and you're competitive with them. Every round with them is toe to toe. You need to trust yourself. And it wasn't that I didn't believe in myself. I didn't trust the proof what I've done previously in my Taekwondo career and what I've done now with Bellator.
Congratulations on the win. I think it's safe to say this is the most gratifying win of your career. How are you going to celebrate tonight?
I'm gonna drink wine. Right now, I have 3 bottles of wine waiting for me in the room. I'll put on a cute outfit, take me pictures, and get drunk on my sister.
How active would you like to stay throughout the rest of this year in 2021? When can your fans, I guess, expect to see you back in the cage?
2-3 more fights. I had the opportunity to fight today, and a lot of fighters don't. So I know it's fair to give everybody an opportunity. So whenever Bellator tells me to go, I'm ready and work my schedule. Tomorrow I get to Miami. At 8 and 11, I'll be at Gallo's in Miami. I love him. He did my conditioning for this fight. I was active the whole round. Had to do 50-minute laps around the ring because she was trying to condition the whole time. My defense was circle, so she can't take me down. Throw. She clinched me. I got out of it. I have amazing clinch work. No one's seen that until today. I'm extremely proud from the clinch. I'm glad I showed a little bit. Even though she didn't take me down, I'm happy I showed more diverse and I think if I threw three kicks, it was a lot.
What question do you have?
Well, this fight was a long time in the making. How do you feel that it went? It feels like there was a lot of tension in that fight.
Yeah, the first thing I noticed was that there was a judge that should have been there judging the fight. Douglas Crosby. He's had a relationship with me, he has a relationship with my opponent. He's definitely not impartial. What business he had being on the side and judging the fight. That should be immediately examined, and this fight should be viewed as a draw. We talked about a controversial hit right when he lifted the upper hit, slammed the head, and I maintained control the first and second round. So, like I said, this fight should be immediately pulled and if not turned into a loss for him, turned into a draw and we ran that. That's insane. Who authorized that?
Are you going to file an appeal of some sort?
I don't know what the process is, I don't know how that works, but all I know is that there was a judge in that corner, that fight is down in that corner, and he knows he's a tenured judge. He's had years of relationship with myself, with my opponent, with the ref, the coach of my opponent, and what was he doing judging that fight? It should be immediately pulled.
When you say you guys have history, can you elaborate on what that is?
With my opponent or the judge?
Between you and the judge?
Yeah, he's helped me on a number of matches inside jiu-jitsu. He's even helped me with my contract with Bellator. Should by no means be in the corner whatsoever. It's completely uncalled for. It puts me in a bad position, puts my opponent in a bad position, and to me it's unethical.
It seems like you and Chris had a lot of bad blood. Where does bad blood start?
I don't know. He's just a disrespectful punk. And I maintained professionalism throughout the entire duration of the lead up during the fight and after. He's running his mouth in the middle of the cage. I'm just like, I'm appalled by his lack of professionalism, his lack of respect for his opponent. When he talks about wanting to work with kids, that's how you want to be a leader to kids, is to act that way. It's disgusting. The whole thing about between the judge, between his behavior, what can I say?
All right, thank you, AJ.
Any other questions?
Congratulations. Before we start, I want to say that AJ just put lessons 17 years in the class. She's not in judging. Do you know anything about that? Or?
No, I don't know what that means.
Well, I know I talked to you about a little bit about this, or between the two of you. For quite some time,
I'm gonna pull back. Is this better? So, about like 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago at Portland, Oregon, full contact federation, NCFF, Kevin King, it's where I fought with the amateur. I actually met him, and everybody was like, oh, that's AJ, dude, you should check him out. I didn't know who he was. I thought he was like a part of the Oregon State Athletic Commission. And I was like, hey man, I need water, I'm about to go fight. And he's like, oh, can you like delete water? And I'm like, dude, that's what you're trying to do. And he's like, oh, maybe that was on Alto Leone or something. And I'm like, is this guy gonna give me water? And then I went out and I won my fight. And I was like 8-0 at the time as an amateur. And then I didn't see him again for a couple of years. And we did another sub and he got beat by another Portland cat, Nate Orchard. He humiliated him. And that's just kind of where it started. You know, because I didn't know who it was. I'm sorry. Yeah, you know, dude, hate's no way. I don't hate anybody. Hate is such a strong word. I dislike him to a very degree. I think he is an incredibly disrespectful boy. I think he's bad for the mixed martial arts community. I think he should go back to fighting YouTubers. You know, he should go back to that. So I mean, AJ just came up here and he said that he wanted to appeal that. He wants it to be either a loss for you or at least a draw. Do you have any self-talk on that? No, man, that's a sore loser right there. I gotta tell you that. This is my 17th fight. Should have been my 18th. You know that last fight, the one before my last fight, I really had this weight, I like 10 pounds. So it's been a long couple of years since I had a broken leg. You know, my wife and I are going through a lot of home issues. You know, we had some fodder first home, went through some crazy stuff with that. That's personal. I'm gonna do it. You know, you put all that weight in your business, you got to fight. I was willing to shake his hand, you know, after it's all said and done. But he's a cheater. He's a cheater in every way. I mean, he headbutted me. He did a lot of illegal strikes. Yeah, sure, I was slow to get off of him one round. I mean, he caught a lot of free shots in there and did nothing. Am I damaged right now? Do I have much on my face? Mark-wise, that dude is effed up. I molested that guy's face. That's not the best word, but I did very naughty things to that man's face. And I'm going to do very naughty things when I get home to someone else that I'm very much acquainted with. Because, you know, it's been a while. I haven't seen my wife for like maybe 3 times in the last month. I'm trying to make some little sunshines, you know. Let's go to some positive stuff. And I already fought somebody over that. And, like, I mean, I see my hand. I hit that guy so much. My hand hurts. It's like a freaking piece of metal. Stupid, man.
Well, congratulations on that. And, you know, you talked about not to bring down the positive. You talked about people wondering like or not COVID. You feel you're going for that?
Not COVID, cancer. I don't like saying the word cancer. I've had a lot of people ask for cancer in my life. And a very good friend of mine, we had a long talk about it. And, you know, environment plays a big factor in that. And there's a lot of natural pathways to work on it. You know, there's a rise in it again, and there's a lot going on in our country. And I just hope that my friends at home going through that again. My buddy Chad is going through that right now. He's on day 5 of chemo, and God bless. I hope he, I know he will be a powerful words. So it's all right.
I just want to talk to you about the first round there, the headbutt. He said that the guys were just moving and you guys saw like one heads, but from your perspective, was there any doubt in your mind that that was intentional?
It was 100%. I'm pretty sure we were in guard or mount or something, you know, and I was just totally pinned on the ground, working to get out, and I just remember him going like a little kid, like so frustrated he can't get used. All he does is headbutt, and then, I mean, that's why those are illegal. It's a game changer. I mean, if we can headbutt, let's do it. I would have headbutted him on the feet. I had to turn my elbows. I had to do, you know, 9 to 6 elbows. I couldn't do 12 to 9. He was elbowing me illegally. He did up kicks illegally, headbutt illegally. Everything he was doing was illegal. Yeah, my mouth is all dry. Need some water. But I was a clean fighter, and obviously I won. I stuck everything he had, and I did damage to that face. I know that face was messed up.
One of the other unusual sequences in that fight was after the fight when it was with you, referee Mike Beltran and AJ, and he was trying to get you guys to shake hands, and he was going, like, can you just talk me through that? What was going through your mind?
Dude, fight's over. I won. Get over it. Try to shake his hand. I mean, I don't know why people hate me so much, man. Or love it, you know? It's a fight game. Feelings get hurt. I mean, jeez, it's like freaking Vonville did, remember when he attacked Chael on the freaking fighter show or whatever? He's like, what no? And it's like, dude, no, this is not, we're not playing around right now. This is not a fight. You need to throw me now. We did the fight. I won. I destroyed you. Shake my hand. I'm shaking your hand. I'm letting it go. You know, just show everybody that you're a martial artist here. He's not though. He's not around martial arts.
Congrats on the win, Chris. Did this fight play out specifically the way that you thought it would, and what do you want next time?
Man, you know, I'm a little mad he got some takedowns. I thought he was going to do that single leg to body lock, but, you know, when he grabbed me, I was like, man, this guy's weak, but I was just having so much fun. I never really, like, turned it up. Like, I was kind of like at a 7 the whole fight. I was like coasting, having fun, not really like in danger, just like enjoying the moment. Man, I got fought, and this has been a crazy time, and there's a lot of a-holes out there. I just got to get in there, and I wanted to enjoy all 15 minutes of it. My coach, Tiki, goes and was like, take your time, play with your food, you know, God, this sounds great. I'm hungry.
Congrats on the win, Chris. I gotta ask, what's your assessment of his grappling skills? Since you did get your back, what do you think about his?
I mean, I got out, I reversed it every time, and he had me in no threatening position once. I ended the fights, I ended every round on top, and at the very end of the fight, dang, man, it's only one. You know? Yeah, so then I ended the fight on top and mounted with like a key lock. And, you know, I remember he said, I mean, he went for heel hooks, he went for knee bars, he went for the Russian knee bar from the back, he went for a rear naked choke, he went for triangle choke, he went for everything in the book and got nothing clean. Pretty good, I would say, for just a brown belt, right? I mean, that's just all I am, is just nobody brown belt. Now I've beaten him twice, and so again, he didn't know his word, so.
The other thing I want to know is, were you talking trash while the fight was going on? I couldn't tell. It sounded like you were like laughing at his
Yeah, I mean, he's a joker. I mean, look at that guy. Like I said in the interview in the cage, that guy is one of the worst fighters I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I respect his grappling, don't get me wrong, but that guy needs some more ring time. Or he's like the Dylan Janis at the Diaz camp. Obviously, nobody good came with him, you know, from that camp. And I mean, I'm not saying who wants to idolize and emulate the Diaz brothers? Those dudes take more pounding than freaking Jenna Jameson. You know what I'm saying? Like, jeez, they take beatings, and clearly AJ did not skip a beat there. He took the beating.
You mentioned that there are a few illegal moves. Do you feel like the referee should have done more to intervene in points?
Yeah, but I wouldn't shut up. That was my problem. If I would have shut up and just let it happen, he probably would have got deducted. Because I was like, hey, whoa, what the heck? And then it's like the kid who calls, you know, like you call out somebody's cheating, well now they're like, you know, whatever. Yeah, don't do that again. You know, it's like your little brother hits you. That's what it was like. Your little brother like cheats on you and be like, oh, he hit me. It's like, oh, you cut it out. It's like, what the? I didn't do anything. So I should have just like. I should have cried. Maybe if I would have cried, I would have got the point taken off, like he was crying at the end after, damn, my wrist hurts, man. Hitting that guy. I have never hit somebody that many times and then go down. He tested that chin a lot today. I mean, that's like 4th. I don't think he's going to have a long career. That's not 17th, and that's like his 5th fight. I don't see him doing another 5 fights, to be honest with you.
Congratulations on a dominant performance. You looked fantastic in there tonight. You made some monster shots in there. Are you a little disappointed you weren't able to get the finish?
I mean, he's a tough guy. You can't be disappointed. I left it all out there, you know, and I mean, kudos to him. He's a tough opponent, and that just gives me excitement because that means there's a lot more to come. I mean, I'm not anywhere near the peak or the pinnacle, so I'm super excited about it.
I spoke with your teammate Brandon Gertz earlier today, and he raved about how good of a teammate you are, how hard you train. Just talk about, I guess, your teammates and what they've done for your skill set and you know, raised your game to the level it's at right now.
Yeah, I'm at the fight capital of the world in Colorado, and I have a ton of teammates that are way more skilled than me, way better than me, that push me every single day to go out there and perform to the best of my abilities. So having teammates like Brandon Gertz, having a mentor like Nate Marquardt, I mean, a consummate professional, awesome veteran. I mean, like to have those guys around, and then now a part of my team, I got Ian Hurricane Heinisch, and I've been training with him damn near every day, and I've been training with like a lot of people at the level of like Curtis Blades, and get sparring rounds with Overeem, and I mean, the camps of Genesis Training Academy and Elevation Fight Team, we really put together some light heavyweights, heavyweights, and middleweights to push me and all the other guys to the best of their ability, and it's freaking awesome.
Congratulations on the big win. I gotta ask, you got a rare 30-24 decision. I gotta know, how did that feel to get such a rare decision with that type of disparity?
Well, I mean, it's definitely rare, and that's a that's actually a compliment to my opponent. I mean, 30-24, that sounds like a finish to me, but he stayed in there and he stayed tough. He was sticky, like he wanted to be there in the cage. So that's kudos to him and coming out there tough. It's a tough sport, and that's just back to me on the drawing board, and I got to recognize positions and finish the fight.
And with you, everybody talks about how you're a big prospect and you're developing. How do you feel like you're developing? What's kind of your self-assessment when you go out there and put on a performance like that? Are you where you think you would be at this point in your career?
I always am focusing on the fight right in front of me. My college football coach, John Riston, always would tell us to win the last game in our national championship run. And I kind of brought that to the fight game. So in my progression, I'm always looking to finish the next fight. So every fight is the biggest fight of my career, and I think if I keep that attitude, I'm going to get to where I want to be. And I think we're doing everything we need to do to take those marquee steps in my career and learning experiences to push me forward.
I know this win just happened moments ago, but where do you think you go from here? What are you looking at next? Are you looking to take some time off, get back in there soon?
I mean, it's always funny when people ask about time off, but right now I really feel for everybody out there in the world that doesn't have the opportunity to work, or the coronavirus has really uprooted a lot of people's lives. So it would be absolutely selfish of me to have an opportunity to continue to work and not do it. And I have an awesome opportunity, and I'm just going to continue to put on shows for all of my fans and gain more fans. And I want to bring everybody along for the ride, especially during such hard times.
How tough is it when you're an opponent that you're putting everything into it and he's not getting to the way? Does it play mind games with you?
It does play mind games with me. I'm just like, he's pretty tough. I mean, you get guys like that in this sport, and I mean, most guys would have been out. So, like I said, it's kudos to him, and it gets me super excited because that means that I have a lot further to go, and that's a beautiful thing when you can experience something like that, be dominant, and still have opportunity to improve.
So you named some amazing training partners. I mean, how special is it to learn from those guys on a daily basis?
I mean, it almost makes you like tear up a little bit because I would have never thought I would have had an opportunity to be at a professional level and to compete with literally the best guys in the world that I watched growing up, and to be a part of our teams and putting together training sessions is one of the most beautiful things probably that I can think of. This is my art, this is my canvas, and like you hear a lot of artists in music and a lot of artists out there in the fine arts. I mean, when you're with your canvas and you're painting your picture, it's one of the most freeing feelings. And my picture and my canvas is out there in the ring, and then my tools, my paint, and my brushes are my teammates and my coaches. And to have the best tools and paint brushes to paint your canvas, like, that's a beautiful thing. It's awesome.
Just one more from me, Greg. What is your ceiling? How good do you believe you can be, and where do you see yourself, a year, 2 years from now?
I believe I can be the best in the world. I believe I will be the best in the world, and I'm gonna die trying. That's my ultimate goal, is to be the very best in the world, and I'll look everybody in the eyes, and I'm gonna be in the relentless pursuit of my goal. Absolutely relentless. And so every guy in front of me, I respect my opponents and I respect everything that they do, but no one's gonna work harder than me and be as relentless in the pursuit of the goal as me, and I'm gonna be the best in the world.
So, congratulations, man. I mean, how confident were you in that decision?
Super confident. Fucking dominated the run.
So, how helpful was it to hear, Dustin and Mike Brown, from their corner, just, yelling out stuff for you in transition, everything? How helpful was that?
Super helpful, put the reps in, did it over and over again to the point where I was not doing it in my sleep. But that's what you gotta do. Do it over and over again until you get it in your fucking sleep.
I think a lot of people expected that fight to be, you guys just kind of slugging it down the feet. And you were really able to utilize your wrestling very well. Clear advantage for you. Was that the game plan coming in, or was that kind of just something that presented itself?
This is mixed martial arts. It's not fucking kickboxing. Not boxing. If you're expecting someone to come in and stand and strike with you, you're in the wrong fucking sport. And guess what? If you don't utilize all your tools, fucking trying to do anything,
And physically, how you're feeling? Obviously, that was a hard-fought fight. Any injuries, anything like that?
Just normal posture.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the win. I just got to ask, with the tragedy that happened in Lebanon, you having a Lebanese background, how does it feel that you got to win not only for yourself but also for country pride?
I'm sorry, I really couldn't hear most
Oh,
of
sorry.
it.
Well, with the recent tragedy that happened in Lebanon and you having a Lebanese background, I'm just curious to know how does it feel that you got to win, not only representing your background, but it wasn't just a win for yourself, but also for your background.
Yeah, man, this was for all the people in Lebanon. This victory is for you. Shitty tragedy that happened over there, you know. I'm just happy that my family is safe, and I'm sorry for all the people that did lose loved ones or did get affected by it. But Dustin Poirier has a good fight foundation, so I'd like to auction off my fight kit, being around for both my shows, and take those donations and send them over to Lebanon to help out the people that were affected by it. That's something that I really want to do, just give back to the community over there. I think that's the best I can do, it's the best I can do right now.
Sabah, congratulations on the win. That was the best I've seen you look against an extremely tough opponent. Was this the biggest win of your career?
Yeah, I would say so. You know, I've been in this sport for a very long time, and I've been seeing it as I get older. I'll put everything together. You know, in the beginning of my career, I always say record is a DJ, you know, my record is shit. I had a rough road in the beginning. I had the physical ability. I mean, I fight in person. I just wasn't putting it together properly. But I reached a certain age where, you know, it just clicked to me. And everything has changed. You know, everything has changed. My mindset and my performances, and I'm showing it today. You know, I came in here and I utilized all my skills. I'm not just a striker, I can't just knock it out. But I have plenty of tools, you know, that people haven't seen. And I'm showcasing it more and more every time I step in there.
So, 3-fight win streak now. I think it's time you call your shot. Who do you want?
I want Paul Daly, man. Bring that Ninja Turtle over here. As soon as this fucking order opens up, I want him. I want to get in the top 10 and climb up the ladder. So, yeah, like that. But if they can't make that happen, line them up. Leadership, let's fucking go.
Congrats on the win, Miles. I know you're always looking for a finish. Tough fight here. How pleased are you with your performance?
Yes. And you know, props to Georgie, the veteran, who's got 40 fights, been in Bellator for a long time. I felt great though tonight. You know, he's tough. I feel like I beat him 3 rounds. 2 rounds, I would say to 1. I'll be honest. But I feel good, man. I feel good. Coming in, I'm sharp. I'm in a lot of rhythm, in my zone. You know, since being in Bellator, I think number 1 contender Benson. I feel like I got a close fight. Could have gone my way. I beat a top 10 guy, Brandon Gertz, my next fight. I beat somebody even tough, veteran, top 10, top 15 too, in here. So I have 1 more fight left with Bellator on my contract. So hopefully Bellator and my management can work something out, because I feel like I fit perfectly into this 55-pound division.
What did you think of the judges' scoring being a little bit all over the place, and what did your corner tell you going into the 3rd round?
The corners told me, hey, we need to pick up this round. That's what I did. You know, fights like that, it's a dog fight. Who can keep pushing a little bit more, and who wants it more. And I feel like I did. The judges scored it 30-27 for Georgie. I thought it was mine. There's absolutely no possible way. He absolutely sucks at judging, in my opinion. Other 2 judges had it correctly.
So, congratulations on the big win. Can you just you have 1 more fight in your contract? Who would be your ideal next opponent for your contract like that?
My ideal opponent would be Baby Pitbull. That's, you know, he's a champ. He's a guy I always have an eye on. And who else is left in the division? I mean, you have Chandler and Benson tonight. Close fight. We'll see if Chandler stays. I heard he's a free agent after this. Maybe a number 1 contender fight. But, I mean, you know, again, I beat a top 10 guy. Beat a veteran of the sport here. I've already fought the number 1 contender, had a very close fight with him, so you know what award does Bellator want?
my opinion.
And can you just talk about how are you physically? Do you have any injuries? Is there anything that doctor diagnosed you with, or you?
No, I feel good. I'm sore. Everything's a little sore, but that's what happens when you fight good guys, man. If you look at who I fight, look at my resume. I've had some tough losses, tough wins. I fight good guys, man. I've got balls. I put it on the line, and I go out there. I'm not a guy in the division, sitting around for 12 years, never fought to win in the top 10, have a good record, but I go out there and put it on the line. So that's how I feel right now. I feel good.
At the end of the fight, you're sitting there, waiting for the decision, you feel like you want at least 2 rounds, and you hear 30, 20 seconds to your opponent. What does that do? What's going through your mind?
I'm praying to God. I'm praying to God is, please, Lord, bless me with the win. I know I worked hard for it. I know I earned every second of the victory. And, you don't never know with the judges, man. That's the thing in our sport. Judges sometimes can be out of their minds. They didn't have any qualifications, man. They need to have ex-fighters, MMA fighters, or judges need to have courses on jiu-jitsu, wrestling, cage work, not just some dude that knows athletic condition and judge boxing fights. I'm just being honest. I mean, I don't have control of that stuff, but if you want my honest opinion from the fighter's aspect, it's fine. Absolutely, like if me and Bellator can figure something out. I threw Bellator a bone, like you sign me and they're like, hey, we want to come right into the division, fight the #1 contender in Ireland, main event. And I was like, yeah, let's go. And they want people like me. They want guys that are gonna put on the line, fight consistently. And if I do that, I just I'm 31 years old. I have more years, but I have a family. I have stuff that I need to take care of. And I just it needs to be a fair trade. I'll get married to Bellator. We can get married, but let's have a good relationship.
No, you're absolutely right. I knew the opportunity that was in front of me, and I've had multiple opportunities in my career, and I've kind of messed them all up. And before this fight today, I had to, I guess the title as a journeyman for good reason, and I didn't want to go through my career as that. I want to make mid-career push right now, try to do something and accomplish my goals, and I think it's on my way right now.
You think you're not going to check this match?
I don't know what they're thinking. That's definitely a game that's in front of me that I need to get through probably. I guess I'm just hoping for a fight here. Feel pretty good. A little damn finger, but I hope maybe I get a fight here in September against someone who's in line for lifting the title contention. A couple of these wins right here. Fortunately enough, a loss to someone there isn't going to totally kill me like a loss right down the night when I would have been right back to square one. So I'm very happy with where things are at right now.
They asked you in the post-fight interview, but it seemed like at the beginning when you guys collided, there may have been a collision of heads. You kind of just ran into each other. Did you feel that on your end at all?
No, I just thought he went to kick me, which I didn't, I kind of, when he came in, I came in, we both came in at the same time, and I threw that kick, and I thought that our legs just got tangled up. I didn't feel any contact or anything,
And, win's a win, and consistency is key. You talked about not being a journeyman anymore. Is there anything you can point to say, hey, here's a reason I'm getting these results now?
I like the guys I'm training way more extreme are probably a big thing. Coaches that are putting in a lot of work, and just kind of having, you need more confidence as anything. Whether you're quarterback, a pitcher, or something like that. Here, watching me my last 4 fights. 0 confidence. 1 fight turns it all around. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good. I feel like I can take on the world. Confidence is a real thing, and I'm not going to, sugarcoat it. I think I'm pretty confident right now. And it's not just about me anymore. I have a wife and I have a little girl on the way, so it's bigger than just me. I'm doing this for my family.
Congratulations, Tim. So how quickly do you want to get back with a fight? Do you want one this month, by a year? How quick turnaround do you want?
I want one in September here. That'd be great to do a quick turnaround. I go back to Vegas. I take a couple days off right now. Go back to Vegas, start training, ready to another fight camp. And basically I want it in September because fall harvest is coming up. I gotta get back in the corner.
congrats again on the win. What was the game plan going in against your opponent here, and what were you expecting him to try and execute towards you here in this fight?
My game plan was not to rush any takedowns. Like everyone's, thought I should go wrestle. No, I was not going to pull a check Congo and run in like I did on him when there wasn't a shot. I was going to sit there and stand with him until I saw an opening. And I'm sure if we wouldn't have collided right there, I was going to be into the clinch and working for a takedown from the clinch right there, but I just got lucky, I guess. And ground and pound was going to be the end game, but I was going to sit there and throw. I didn't want to be in there for 3 rounds. I'm tired of that 3-round crap.
So you were already asked about Congo, but I'm sure you'd like to get every loss back. What about Minakov? Does that interest you?
Minakov would be a great one for like the title. I think I'm a fanboy, and I put him up on a pedestal like some people put Fedor. I've known Minakov. I followed Minakov for years. Like I thought he was the best heavyweight in the world, bar none, like UFC, Bellator, wherever. He was at least in the top 3. In my opinion, I think he's just a top tier heavyweight in the world.
Congrats on the win, Mike. There clearly is a lot of speculation as to what you're going to do next. If you had your choice to decide whether or not you will re-sign with Bellator or if you're going to jump ship, go to the UFC, where is your heart at right now? What is it that you're hoping that will happen?
Don't talk about my heart right now, man. My heart has nothing to do with fighting. My heart is so full. I'm so over the moon, in love with my wife and my son, and I haven't seen him in 12 weeks barely. So obviously the business side of things, we're gonna make the best decision possible. I think there's no doubt that Bellator is the organization of the art because of the blood, sweat, tears, performances, 5 years that I put on here, and it's also for certain that I wouldn't be where I am and who I am without the amazing people of this organization and how well they've taken care of me, the promotion, the right legs. So, man, my ribs hurt, my feet hurt, my leg hurts. I'm excited to get home and see my family and make a trip. But Bellator is going to be, my phone's on. We have an exclusive negotiating period, like every contract. And after finishing the guy that went to Anderson, I was going to finish since 2006 or whatever it was. Either 6 years, 2006, whatever the difference is. The guy doesn't finish it. And I finished it with a switch step, switch to southpaw, not normal, not hand. So just turned 34 years old. I felt like the best striker I've ever been. I was just getting settled into that fight. Henry Hooft has my hands and feet, deadly weapons, wrestling and grappling, comedy and Greg Jones. I feel on top of the world, and we'll see what happens next.
Yeah, and you just said you feel like you're the best striker you've ever been. Another guy that is a very elite striker, and you said it before everyone knows, is the money fight, is Conor McGregor. Regardless of what happens, I just want to know, if that fight were to come to fruition, how does it end? Who wins? And I'm assuming you believe it's yourself. How would you get your hand raised?
I do believe it's myself. But the thing about Conor McGregor is I've always loved what he has done with the sport. I've never once hated him. In the very beginning, I did say that he's not as good as he thinks he is, but he's better than we think he is. And he continued to prove that. I still don't think he's as good as he thinks he is, but that's a testament to his self-belief. If all of us had a little bit more self-belief like Conor McGregor, life would be a little bit different, and we would look at life through a different lens. As far as that fight goes, I finished Conor in under 2, in my opinion. It'd be similar to shades of Diaz 1, wear him down, hit him with hard shots, hard shots, take every single one of the shots. He's got that sneaky and strong and thick and hard left hand that he throws, so it's straight. You avoid that, wear him down a little bit, maybe see Jesus. Put him on.
Congratulations on the win. So I gotta know, what are you gonna be doing in between now and when you decide where you go next?
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go spend some time with my team here tonight, and tomorrow morning I have a plan to see my family. We're going to take a nice little trip, coincidentally, to Arizona, right in Henderson's backyard. I'm going to spend about 11 or 12 days there. Just love my family. Business, I love the sport of mixed martial arts. I love this fight business. I love what I get to do inside the cage. The opportunities afford me outside the cage, but nothing's more important than that, my wife and my son. But man, the future is bright. The The phone is open, and it's going to be a very interesting next couple weeks. As I said, I'm the mic out there. Every single lightweight is on notice right now. Every single lightweight in the top 10 is on the clock. I'm a force to be reckoned with. I'm a guy who's been around this sport on the outside looking in, seeing and watching and scheming and plotting and planning his next big move. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. We'll see what happens.
And so, how much longer do you see yourself actually fighting? And after that, do you want to maybe become a coach, commentator, judge, or?
You know, we'll see. If you would ask me a couple years ago, my answer would have been different. But I'll tell you what, right now, I feel the best I've ever been. I mean, you don't go out there and finish a hard-nosed guy like Vincent Anderson in the first round without feeling pretty darn good about yourself. I had a phenomenal 12-week training camp, and I trained 4 weeks before that, put in over 100 miles during quarantine, then went down to Florida, beat myself up for 12 straight weeks, no injuries, no setbacks, never got tired, never got down on myself. I'm the best, most dangerous, happy, healthiest, and hardest to kill I've ever been in my entire life. So as far as fighting, man, I can do this another 5-7 years, I think. I've taken really great care of myself. I'm one of the smartest guys inside and outside of training sessions. Nutrition is on point, food is on point, taking care of myself like a professional athlete, not like a Neanderthal, like a lot of these guys. So I just feel great. I think I got another 5 to 7 years of me.
You showed the fans a lot tonight. You showed the promotion, Bellator, going through this negotiation process. You showed them a lot. Did you kind of prove something to yourself in a way too, that you could go out there, like you said, do something that hasn't been done in 6 years and maybe feel and be the best that you've been?
Absolutely. As I said before, Vincent Anderson is a champion inside the sport. It doesn't matter if it was 5 years ago or it's 5 years from now, he's still fighting. That man's a champion inside and outside the cage. With that being said, yeah, I downplayed it with all of you guys when you asked me. Man, there's a lot of pressure on me. Hey, this is the last fight of your deal. Hey, you're taking a chance on yourself. You're taking a bet on yourself. But man, I wouldn't be the man that I am today without taking a chance on myself. When every single person back in Jefferson County, Missouri said, why in the heck are you going to go walk onto that Division I wrestling team? You're going to be a punching bag for 5 years. You're going to be a workout dummy. You're never going to make it. You're going to ride the bench. You're never going to wear that black and gold singlet. Within 1 year, I was wearing the black and gold singlet. Within 3 years after that, I was All-American team captain in 2 or 3 years. Every young kid out there right now, take a chance on yourself. Believe that you were designed and created and engineered for more success than you ever could think of in your wildest dreams. And that's what we did here tonight. That doesn't mean anything as a knock on Bellator. I love this organization. I love what they've done for me. I love every single heartbeat. Stu, I see Stu over here. Me and Stu have been at this thing for 10 years, man. And it's a really humbling feeling to now see where we're at and what the future may hold. I love the people here. They have impacted me in ways that they will never know. So we'll see what happens next.
When you talk about your love for Bellator, and clearly you're emotional when you're in the cage talking about your relationship with them and how you guys have built together. But if you were to stay here, what else do you feel like that you would be able to accomplish that you already haven't done? How would you talk to yourself?
No, I appreciate the sentiment, but I also, coming from your shoes and then thinking about in my shoes, this sport is not about necessarily opponents or promotions but this sport is a constant metaphor for life. It's stepping out there and painting a beautiful masterpiece in front of millions of people on TV and showing you, everyone that you know, and everyone that's watching, that the human condition, the human spirit was created for more than we give it credit for. And I don't care if I go out there against the number 200 guy in the world or the number 1 guy in the world. It's a test and a contest against myself, trying to outperform my previous self. And I did that tonight. I went out and finished sitting out all last fight in dominant fashion in front of 30,000 people in Japan. This time, finishing a legend in the first round with Vincent Anderson with a devastating knockout. I need to go back and watch it. I'm excited to see it. But man, the sky's the limit, and you and everybody here was created for so much more. So it's not about staying with the promotion of what's next. Of course, there's that Patricio fight next. Listen, the Pitbull brothers dislike me a lot. I would love to run it back with Patricio. I think I beat him 9 times out of 10. I've already said it. I zigged when I should zag, got caught. We all get caught. So we'll see what happens.